Hi, this is Mike Armstrong, your state representative. I'm in Olympia. Actually, we're getting ready to go out on the House floor, so we're not taping this on the House floor this morning. We are taping it down underneath the House floor, but we're still doing your work over here. It's an honor to represent you in the 12th Legislative District, and as we go through the next 30 days of session, you're going to be hearing a lot more talk about budgets and dollars and cuts and employees that are going to lose jobs in state agencies. You're going to hear about transportation and capital budget and all these budgets that we're dealing with. I want to tell you one thing. I want to get right down to the bottom line. The bottom line is we need to get the state to live within its means. That's been the challenge for the last 5 years, trying to get the state to live within its means. Not unlike you and I do at home. We have to create budgets and we have to live within our means. We can't spend 12% more a year when we're only bringing in 2 or 3% more a year. It catches up to us, and you can't live off your credit card. And that's what the state's been doing for the last 5 years. That's how we ended up with almost a $9 billion deficit. So as we look at the budgets, my goal is to constantly look back over the last 5 years and see what we increased in state government that maybe we shouldn't have increased, and make cuts according to what we've done in the last 5 years. Now, as you watch and read the newspapers, you'll see that the proposals out there cut 8,000 state employees. But the truth of the matter is, in the last 5 years, we've hired about 8,000 new state employees. I find that fascinating. We should be looking back and seeing where those employees were hired, what programs that they're in, and why we thought we needed them. You know, as we looked at the budgets over the last 2 bienniums, we, on the Republican side of the aisle, constantly were telling the majority party we were spending too much money and that we were passing unsustainable budgets. And now it's come home to roost. But that's all behind us. So now we have to go forward. We have to problem solve. We have to get this budget in order, and we have to do it in a way that will be sustainable, not just for a 2-year biennial cycle, but we should make a budget that's sustainable in the long term. One of the concerns I have is the federal stimulus money that's coming down to us. As we look at the first blush at the budget, it looks like a lot of that stimulus money is going to be used to balance our deficit. That is not a good approach. We should be using that stimulus money to stimulate the economy, not to balance a budget that has been bloated over the last 5 years. So we'll be fighting hard to take that stimulus money and put it to work by putting people to work. That's the goal here in Washington State. We need to get people back on their feet in family wage jobs and put them back to work. And that is the bottom line. I don't care what we talk about dollar-wise. I don't care what the numbers are. If we can put people back to work, if we can get people making family wage jobs, the economy will start to pick up again. And by the way, they don't have to be state employees. We need to help private business put people back to work. So that's my goal. That's what I'll be working on in the next 30 days here in Olympia. And if you have any questions or any concerns, I want to be sure and have you get a hold of me, because it's a pleasure representing you in Olympia. This is your state representative, Mike Armstrong.